Good evening and welcome to NFL Trending. I'm Roger, and tonight we're diving into one of the biggest stories shaking the NFL world. Tom Brady's revealing comments about Aaron Rodgers and his new chapter with the Pittsburgh Steelers. When two of the greatest quarterbacks in football history share the same headline, you know it's a story worth breaking down. Let's start with what everyone's talking about. Tom Brady, seven-time Super Bowl champion and arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, made surprising remarks about Aaron Rodgers during a recent interview. The comments came during Brady's appearance on a national sports podcast, where he was asked about Rodgers' transition to the Steelers, and what that means for both his legacy and the league as a whole. Brady didn't hold back. He praised Rodgers for his decision to continue playing after his high-profile exit from the Jets, and said he admired how Rodgers was handling what Brady called the second act of his NFL career. According to Brady, Rodgers joining the Steelers was a move only a few quarterbacks could make work. Brady said Rodgers still has elite-level talent, leadership, and the ability to elevate a franchise that's built around defense and tradition. Brady also spoke candidly about how difficult it is for veteran quarterbacks to adapt to new systems late in their careers. He compared Rodgers' situation in Pittsburgh to his own move to Tampa Bay in 2020, noting that success requires not just talent, but adaptability, patience, and chemistry with new teammates. Brady emphasized that Rodgers' football IQ gives him a rare edge, calling him one of the smartest players to ever play the game. But it wasn't all praise. Brady also made headlines for questioning whether the Steelers' offensive line and scheme can truly maximize Rodgers' strengths. He hinted that Pittsburgh's system might need to evolve if they want Rodgers to be at his best, saying, "Aaron's a precision guy. He thrives when he can read and react, when the offense gives him flexibility. If you box him into a rigid system, you're not getting the full Aaron Rodgers." Those comments sparked immediate debate across the football world. Was Brady subtly criticizing the Steelers' offensive philosophy? Was he warning them not to make the same mistakes that other teams have made when bringing in elite veterans? Or was he simply speaking from experience, reflecting on his own journey adapting to a new team at age 43? Steelers fans, of course, are buzzing. Rodgers' arrival in Pittsburgh already turned heads, marking one of the most unexpected offseason moves in years. The team traded for Rodgers after his injury-shortened stint with the New York Jets, betting that the four-time MVP still had something left in the tank. Rodgers, for his part, has embraced the challenge, calling Pittsburgh a place built on toughness and winning. Tom Brady's remarks add another layer to the story, especially given the parallels between the two legends. Both quarterbacks dominated for years in the NFC. Both spent decades with a single franchise before leaving late in their careers, and both have faced the question of when to finally walk away. Brady's perspective carries weight because he's been there, and he succeeded, winning a Super Bowl in his first season with the Buccaneers. Following Brady's comments, Rodgers was asked about the interview after Steelers practice. His response was classic Rodgers, cool, confident, and just a little playful. "I always appreciate Tom's perspective," Rodgers said. "He's been in this position, and there's a lot I can learn from how he handled that transition. But I'm focused on doing it my way. Pittsburgh is different, and I'm embracing the challenge." Rodgers went on to say that he respects Brady's insight, and that he's using every bit of outside noise as motivation. "People are always going to have opinions. That's part of being in this position. But when the lights come on, it's about playing ball. That's what I'm here to do." Meanwhile, within the Steelers organization, head coach Mike Tomlin reportedly welcomed the comments with professionalism. Tomlin told reporters that he has great respect for Brady and that outside perspectives don't change the team's internal confidence. "Tom's a competitor, Aaron's a competitor, and I'm sure those two understand each other better than most. We're focused on building an offense that fits our players, including Aaron. NFL analysts have been quick to weigh in. Some agree with Brady's assessment, suggesting that Pittsburgh's offense, traditionally built around a power run game and conservative passing, will need to open up to fully unleash Rodgers' arm talent. Others argue that Rodgers' intelligence and experience make him the perfect quarterback to elevate a structured, defense-first team. The chemistry between Rodgers and his new receivers has already become one of the most watched storylines in training camp. Reports from Pittsburgh say Rodgers has quickly developed a connection with star wideout George Pickens and veteran tight end Pat Freiermuth. Observers note that Rodgers' leadership and precision are bringing a new energy to the Steelers' offense, an offense that's been searching for consistency since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. It's also worth noting that Brady's comments come at a time when he's transitioning into a new role himself, as a broadcaster and entrepreneur. Since retiring, Brady has become one of the most influential voices in football media. His insights carry credibility, and fans tune in whenever he speaks about current players. His willingness to analyze Rodgers so openly shows that Brady's new role may give fans a deeper, more candid perspective on the game's biggest names. In addition to praising Rodgers, Brady also reflected on what it takes to keep performing at an elite level past age 40. He spoke about the discipline, recovery, and mental focus required, saying, "It's not about proving people wrong anymore. It's about proving to yourself that you can still play at a high level." Many fans interpreted that as both a compliment and a challenge for Rodgers. Social media, as expected, exploded after Brady's remarks. Fans debated whether his comments were supportive, critical, or somewhere in between. Some praised Brady for offering honest insight instead of standard media soundbites, while others accused him of subtly throwing shade. On platforms like X and Instagram, highlight clips of Brady's interview racked up millions of views within hours, with hashtags like hashtag Brady vs. Rodgers and hashtag Steelers Nation trending nationwide. Former players have also joined the conversation. Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner defended Brady, saying his comments were spot on, and that adapting to a new system late in your career is one of the hardest things a quarterback can do. Shannon Sharpe, on the other hand, suggested that Brady's comments might add pressure to Rodgers before he's even taken a regular season snap with Pittsburgh. As for Rodgers himself, he seems unbothered. Insiders say he's been locked in during practices, pushing teammates, and studying the playbook relentlessly. Those who know him best believe that he's using all of this chatter as motivation to prove he's still one of the best in the game. Rodgers has often played his best football when he feels underestimated, and this season might be another chance to show that his story isn't finished. One thing is certain, the NFL thrives on storylines like this. The combination of two legendary names, candid comments, and a historic franchise makes this one of the most talked about topics of the season. For fans, it's a reminder of how interconnected football's greatest players truly are. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers may no longer share the same field, but they continue to shape the conversation around what greatness looks like, both on and off the gridiron. As Rodgers leads a new era in Pittsburgh, and Brady steps into his post-playing career, their legacies remain intertwined in ways that keep fans and analysts watching closely. So as we look ahead to the Steelers' upcoming games, all eyes will be on Rodgers, not just for how he throws the football, but for how he leads this team under the bright lights and the pressure of Brady's high expectations. Will Rodgers prove the doubters wrong? Will Brady's insight turn out to be prophetic? One thing's for sure, the drama, the competition, and the excellence never stop in the NFL. I'm Roger, and this has been NFL Trending. Stay tuned for more breaking stories, exclusive insights, and the latest updates from around the league.